Hello everyone, welcome to the new video in the series of Notes app, and in this video we will write an end-to-end test for our add a new note in our app. So we need for this test we need both screens in our test. So first of all, let's make a new file in our Android test source set named as add new test. Add new node test. And in this we need a rule for compose. And next we need to create a method named as, let's say, add one new node, and in return we are expecting that when new node is inserted, then that node should be reflected in our this list. So new node should be reflected on home screen. So this is our function name. Now next we need both these screens. So obviously we also need to incorporate navigation graph as well. So we will go to our main activity, and in here we have our navigation graph, which contains these two screens, home screen and add node screen here. So we need to use this same thing in our test. So let's refactor this into a function and then use it in our test. So after selecting, pressing Control Shift Control Alt L, by pressing Control Alt M, we can refactor this into a function. We'll name it as home. Actually we don't need to select all of it, only this nav host part. So selecting this one, pressing Control Alt and M, and home navigation, let's name it this. And now we will easily use this in our test. So in our test we will do is that like compose test rule set content, and here paste that, and this needs to be a public function. So let's copy it and move it outside the body of this main activity, and also need to make it public as well. Remove, let's comment this one, and now this is accessible here. So when this graph will be populated, then the first screen is our start destination have home screen route. So home screen will be shown to the user. So we need to first wait for these home screens to be present on the UI. So for that we will identify this through this title, compose test rule dot on node with wait until for second node sap is displayed. So we will wait for this screen to be visible. Then when this screen is populated, then we will tap on this fab button. So let me first see what was the content description I have provided to this one. So home screen, here is our fab button, and we have provided the add new node content description also. I will copy this, and now in here compose test rule dot on node with content description this, and perform click function on it, and after performing tab on it, we will be navigated to our next screen, which is our node add or edit node screen. So we will name it, let's say, add node screen. So to verify that this screen is visible to the user, we need to provide some here the content description to have a reference of this screen. So for that we will go to our add node screen, and in the top row, which is our app bar, we will provide the content description named as add node screen, and we will verify it like this, that compose test rule on node with actually wait until wait for 4 seconds, and compose test rule on node with content description, add node screen is displayed. So this confirms that we are landed on our add node screen. Now in here we will insert text in both our title and description text field. So before that, we will create a node object named as new node, which will be coming from dummy nodes entity, which we have already created in our previous video. So to model. Now in here we will enter the text in this text field. So to refer this text field, we will see what are the content description for this field. So enter title and enter description. So these are the content description. So we will access through these content description. On content description, enter title and input, perform text input, and in here we will provide new node dot title. Same for the description text field. So after that we will tap on this back button. So what this will save the this new node and also navigate us to the home screen. So to access this button, let's see what is the content description for this one. This is the navigate back content description. So composable on node with content description, navigate back, perform click. So when this tab on this function will be happen, then we will navigate to our node will be saved and we are navigated here. So we need to verify that we are successfully landed on our home screen back again. So for that we will again copy this section and we are landed. This will confirm that we are landed on our home screen within 4 seconds. And now we need to wait for the new inserted node to be populated in our list. So for that we need to find in the list, let's say compose test rule dot on node with text, as text is presenting as a title in here. So new node dot title is displayed. Actually we need to wait until here because we are waiting for the new inserted item to populate it in our list. So we will provide the wait of, let's say, 6 seconds at this time. And when the new title has been reflected in our list, then we will perform our assertion. Say compose test rule dot on node with text, new node title, assert is displayed. Assert exists, and same for the description. So yeah, this is the test which will verify that new node have been successfully inserted. So let's run and verify this test. Okay, so while running the test we have faced an error, and the error is our component activity does not implement generated component or interface which are provided by Hilt internal generated component. So this error is because when our UI is presented during the test, then it use a default component activity which present our UI during the test. So but in our main activity, as we have incorporated DaggerHilt in our project, and we have the annotation in here, and but for our test this annotation is not present by the default activity which for Android testing is used. So that's why we are facing this error. To resolve this, we need to do some changes to make our test compatible with DaggerHilt. So we will create another activity named as Hilt component activity. This will be inherit from component activity, and we also need the annotation here, Hilt and entry point. Actually, what is the annotation for Android entry point? And also declare that in our manifest file in here Hilt component activity, and in our test we need here create Android Compose rule, and in here we will provide Hilt component activity. And there are some changes in our Android test source set. These are, and in here we need to provide a class name or that application class name which is provided us by the Hilt. So for that, as we only have added in our build or Gradle file, in app level build or Gradle 5 we have only provided Hilt for implementation part only, To access the Hilt classes in our testing Android test source, we need to provide the dependencies here as well. So for that you can copy these dependencies and paste in our Android test source set. There are 3 for Hilt and 1 for Rome. So just copy these and paste it in here below the Android test source set. And for further classification, I have also added some comments like this to make a grouping of certain dependencies. Like this. And now sync the project. Okay, so after successfully syncing the project, we will come back to our Hilt test runner app, and in here we will provide Hilt test application class name like this. And we also need to inform in our app level Gradle file to mention this custom instrumented test runner in here. So for that, copy this package and class name and remove this above line, and yeah, that's it. So now let's sync the project and run our test again. Okay, so this is it. So let's run the app, run this test actually. Okay, so still we are facing error. This is because we also need to inform our test few things about the DaggerHilt. So create a rule here named as Hilt rule, Hilt Android rule, and provide this. And to provide a sequence here, we will order sequence, we will provide 1 and 2 to this rule. So this would be executed in sequential order, and also annotate this class with @Hilt Android test. Now we will run our test again and verify. Okay, so our tests have been successfully passed, and next is we will create another test, and in that test we will add 2 new nodes. So for that I will copy this existing test and name it as add 2 new nodes. And new nodes should be reflected in our list, and in this test we will create 2 nodes, and so just rename it to node 1 and node 2 will be this one. And now we will do the same process, but in this time we will refactor it a little bit. Let's say node 1 dot let node. So this is for the node 1. We will copy this code of block, paste it in here, and use this node on these places. And so this will verify the first node which we have added, or added a new node. Then we will copy this section again and just change this to node 2, and this will also verify the second node. And then after that when we have verified these node one by one. Let's say node 1 is inserted, node 2 is inserted, then after verification of individual nodes we will calculate the total number of nodes which are populated in our list. So for that, what we will do is we will let's see in our home screen, have we assigned any content description to a specific node. So list item, okay, so here I will provide a tag here named as node item, and I will calculate these items based on this tag. So here compose test rule dot on all node with tags node item, assert count should be 2. So this is the expected behavior, that we have added 2 nodes and though there would be 2 nodes in our list. So let's run this test and verify. Okay, actually I have skipped one thing, that we are not, for second node we need to tap on this fab button, which we have skipped at in our second node. So what we will do is we will copy this code of block, paste it in here, and also paste that in for the second node. So let's run it again and verify. Okay, so our tests have been successfully passed. Now we will run this file to verify all of these tests, which we currently have 2 tests in our in this file. So our one test have been passed, but our actually the 2 nodes test is called first, and then the test which only adding a 1 node, and we are facing an issue that there is expected 1 node, but they have been found 2 nodes in our list. So this is because let's say when this first test is have run, then it has added 2 nodes in the database. Then when this test is start running, then he tried to this test has added a new node, but when come to home screen, then there are 2 nodes already there, and then this node is added. So that's why the duplicate nodes have been there, and we are and our this test have been failed because both let's say in our this test we are using node 1 to enter, and this node 1 has this node 1 title, and our list contains 2 nodes which have node 1 title, and that's why this has been failing. So we need to apply a logic that whenever any test is running, then the database should be cleared. So for that, what we will do is we need to create a destroy method, actually after annotation, and name it as on destroy, and in this method we will clear out all the entries in our database. So for our database, to clear those, to delete those nodes, we have use cases in our core package, where it is delete not use case. We have a delete not a use case, but it's only delete one node only. So what we will do is we will create another a use case which will delete all the nodes. So for that we will create a use case here named as delete all nodes use case, and provide the same dependencies to this one. So repository dot delete all, and in our repository we need to create another method named as delete all, and also implement that in our repository. And in here we will call the delete all method of the DAO on DAO. And as this DAO doesn't have this method, so we will go to our DAO and create a method named as delete all items, and remove this where clause, and here delete all items, and it won't require any ID. And as we have provide the details here, we also need to go to our app module and provide the instance, which should be a singleton. Provide delete all nodes use case. And this will return delete all node use case, return delete all node use case, and need the repository instance. And this side especially is actually not needed here, so let's just remove this one. And yeah, that's it. And now we will come to our test, and in here we will create inject this and in our before method we will tell the DaggerHilt to inject dependencies. So setup method and Hilt rule dot inject. This will inject the dependencies, and we will receive this delete all node use case, and in here we will call delete node use case dot execute, and this will lead the what we need to wrap this in run test. And as this is a suspend function and we want the execution to be completed in this scope, so for that we will wrap further into async and use an await method here. So yeah, that's it. So let's run our all test again and verify. And we have facing an error. And where is this error? The error is in our fake node DAO. Actually, this we haven't implemented that delete all items method here. So just clear the items. And now we will run our test again. And now our both tests have been successfully passed, and with this we have reached at the end of this video, and I hope this this information will be meaningful for you. And if at any point in this notes app you are facing any issue while testing or running these tests, so do let me know in the comments below. I will definitely reach you to resolve that issue. So thank you for watching. Bye.